Israeli spyware company NSO is once again in the headlines. The New York Times reveals today that a deal has been signed between the company operating on behalf of the US government and the American affiliate of the Israeli hacking firm. Under the arrangement, the Israeli firm gave the US government access to one of its most powerful weapons, a geolocation tool that can covertly track mobile phones around the world without the phoner's users' knowledge or consent. The secret contract was finalized on November 8th, 2021. That is just 5 days after the White House placed NSO on a Commerce Department blacklist, declaring the company a national security threat and sending the message that American companies should stop doing business with it amid accusations that its hacking tools for years had been used by governments around the world to spy on political dissidents, human rights activists, and journalists. Now, for more on this story, I24 News Tech and Science correspondent Ariel Levin-Waldman joins me in studio. Ariel, what more do we know about this secret deal and the timing of it?
So the timing is really the big thing here. You covered most of the basic details. Roughly at the same time as the current administration was attempting to blacklist the software and the company and largely put it completely out of business, the FBI, via a front company, was purchasing the software for their own personal use. We know that it was then deployed on roughly thousands of people in Mexico itself to test out the product and for unknown and currently unrevealed intelligence purposes. This was all happening at the same time that we saw the Europeans attempting to condemn the use of the spyware, and the spyware becoming a massive international, well, you could say liability in a sense, at least from a public relations standpoint. And people within the US government had even said of the US and the FBI purchase that you're not just buying the tool, you're buying its reputation and everything it's been used for. For a quick reminder, it was used by the Saudis, among other things, to track dissidents and is blamed for being at least partially responsible for the dismemberment of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. So that is the basic framework that the backdrop, I should say, that this was happening at. But at the same time, it should come as very little surprise the United States was engaging this activity. It could cynically be looked at as a way for the United States to attempt to acquire it while also monopolizing its access to the tool to discourage other nations or sales to other partners, because the United States does in fact have a very serious history of using its own spyware and intelligence apparatuses for exactly this purpose, to observe its own citizens. Of course, the most famous being the Snowden leaks about the NSA. NSO. It gets confusing when they're doing more or less the exact same thing. But that is, of course, the backdrop. Now, where things get really interesting is we're learning about this at the exact same time that the US government is undergoing yet another push to ban encryption and privacy tools. We're talking about the Restrict Act, which is working its way through Congress right now and could smack somebody with a 20-year prison sentence or a $1 million fine for using privacy software such as a VPN network. So keep in mind that this is happening at the same time the United States is saying if you're trying to protect yourself from spying, well, we don't like that too much either. So is it a surprise? Not really. Is the US intelligence agencies and services famous for spying on people using digital means? Absolutely. A lot of the spyware tools that have made their way into the black market today all originated as NSA projects. This would not be anywhere out of character for them.